UConn and Colgate tied at 2 as we get set to open up the third period tonight in Hartford. Right now, Alan here and Todd Carroll with you. And Todd, UConn special teams has been really good so far, but they're going to have to be excellent here to start the third period. 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining on a penalty against Joe Masonis, and Colgate has built up some momentum. That's certainly going to be something to keep an eye on as we open up the third.
Yeah, well, certainly an advantage for Colgate having the power play, but also the break there to let their first unit get some rest, come out fresh. And, you know, we talked a lot throughout this broadcast about the leadership and how much UConn, the coaching staff, has leaned on those leaders, and this is a great time for them to step up and really pull along the underclassmen. You know, I think this is the game right here. This is a pivotal moment, and you know, so far UConn's been able to you know, do a really good job killing penalties and blocking shots. So there's nothing to believe that they won't have another good kill here.
Got a 2-2 hockey game right now if you're just joining us. Well, Colgate struck first. They had the only goal of the first period. Hunter Racine with his first goal of this season. UConn bounced back in the second, scored twice within a span of 50 seconds, and then a goal in the final 40 seconds of the second tied it up for Colgate. Now the Raiders are on the power play at center ice. The puck is won back by Max Coulter, and UConn is able to force it deep into the Colgate zone. We're underway in the third period. The Raiders, the 16th ranked team in the country, taking on a UConn team that has played very well as of late. They've won 4 of their last 5. And looking to pick up a win against an ECAC opponent here tonight. Puck on the stick of Nick Austin. Doesn't have a lane, didn't pull the trigger, but he loaded up and sent it over to the left point. Settled by Meyer. Back to the blue line. They come around to the near side. Peterson skate to stick. Straight away, it's Nick Austin again. Power play time still remaining north of a minute. Over the near side, Peterson throws one in front. And there to knock it out of harm's way was Austin, although kept in the offensive zone for the Raiders. A shot by Austin in front. Down was Huska, and able to clear it out of the zone for the Huskies, Corey Ronan.
Yeah, Nick Austin there, brother Johnny Austin. We spoke about the brother rivalry tonight there, but a lot of composure there. I do think he had a couple opportunities that cranked that puck, possibly getting a little too pretty there, but another great job by UConn there, just getting in lanes and not allowing some shooting opportunities.
Trevor Cosgrove finds Bobby McMahon. UConn has done an excellent job containing him in this game. And the puck here lofted all the way down the ice by Spencer Noss. And the power play has just 17 seconds remaining on it. Shots favoring Colgate, 22-18. Raiders not doing much here on this power play chance. Up back into the Raiders zone. Getting there first was Snodgrass. Just one step ahead of Regali. Out of the box is Masonis, and so UConn stays perfect on the penalty kill tonight. Coulter behind his own net. He'll force it up the far wall. Regali in a wall battle. Can't clear it out of the zone. A shot. This one nearly sneaks through and into the back of the net, although wide. As Huska saw it, couldn't stop it on the shot from the blue line by Dauda.
Yeah, another broken play there. That would have been a backbreaker, but luckily for the Huskies, just trickles a little wide there.
Panetta will bank it off the far window. Regali settles, and we get a whistle. Just under 3 minutes into the third period, 2-2 the score. Last year, these two teams, mentioned in the second period, fought to a 4-4 tie. Usually pretty close when these two teams get together. Nothing is different here in this game tonight. Yeah,
it's been a pretty, like you said, even match. I thought Colgate has answered a lot of what UConn has had to offer.
Off the face-off, a shot gets through, and it's turned away by Huska on the chance from the blue line by McKechnie. Won the 2017 Western Canada Cup title. Shot doesn't get through here for Meyer as UConn continues to clog up those shooting lanes. It's dumped in. And UConn goes to work down low in the offensive zone. Trying to take it away, though, as Colgate will have possession. Paul Meyer with it behind the net. Uses the net as a pick to slow things down. He'll now leave it for Ken Citron. Early on in the third period, Meyer up at the red line will chip it in. He'll head to the bench for a change. Masonis will knock it around the boards in the backhand, collected by the opposite 13 and Rory McGuire. Around the boards again, Nick Austin holds it in. Wrist shot got through, stopped by the blocker of Huska. That second chance was available, although UConn's defense there to clear it out. Now it's knocked right back in by Willie Brooks.
Yeah, UConn got a good break there when the puck hit the referee. Otherwise, that would have been an icing.
Colton Point reaches out his stick. He can't stop it behind the net. It comes around to the near corner. Dauda. Also Wasaki battling for it up the near wall. Wasaki trying to dig it free. The time continues. Wasaki will poke it away. Last year with the Youngstown Phantoms, Wasaki a freshman and one that UConn is really going to keep an eye on. He's been playing on that top line for a lot of the season. Again here tonight, the puck held in by Pyusov. And as he gets it back down low, he'll head to the bench for a change.
Clever play there by Wasaki. They almost found the back of the net.
Staying with it in the corner, trying to kick it free is Latunov. Latunov, one of the draft picks of an NHL club for UConn, as Latunov now will send it through the slot. No one in white was there, so it's collected on the far side and brought back to center by Evan Peterson. Maxim Latunov was drafted in the second round by St. Louis back in 2014. We get a whistle, and we'll have a face-off way down in the UConn zone.
Yeah, Latunov, I think he's been traded twice now, which, hey, you know, that's always a good sign when you have value and teams really want you. But I don't recall a college player that, in my mind, that has been traded twice before they've played a National Hockey League game.
Yeah, Latunov has bounced around a little bit as far as his rights are concerned. Sharp angle try by Panowet, covered up easily by Huska. Latunov drafted by St. Louis. As we talked about, his rights were traded to Arizona, and then not too far after that, traded over to San Jose. And so right now his NHL rights with San Jose. But Latunov, a promising young player, 21 years of age. Last season, second in UConn scoring at 27 points in 33 games. Also led the team in assists a year ago and led the team in multi-point games. So look out for him here in this third period. The other way, though, a shot misses wide by Cockerill. Right against the ice, it skipped past the left post. Back out to the blue line and another whistle. Not quite 5 minutes into the third.
Yeah, Colgate is doing a great job right now clearing off the wall. UConn's continuously try to rim the puck and go off the glass there, and I think they got to make it just a little bit of an adjustment to kind of look for that center release just to come up to the middle of the ice. I know that's a dangerous play, but Colgate's doing a great job of keeping that puck in.
Huskies possess. Here is a pass to center by Pratt. Battle in front of the Colgate bench, taking it away. Here's McMahon over the line on the backhand, trying to give it to Snodgrass. Although he has a couple of Huskies to deal with. Taken away by the captain, Pratt. He'll bank it off the end wall and around to the far side corner. Getting upended there was David Drake, but he did his job getting it out of the zone. And it's collected in the neutral zone again by Regali. Between the benches, four-man battle for the puck. Snodgrass trying to dig it free for Colgate. In on it as well, Dauda, who has a goal in this game. Poked free by Max Coulter. Came back to Austin. And now the UConn Huskies will find some open ice to work with. Robbins will bank it off the far wall and down low. In trying to take it away on the forecheck is the senior Jesse Schwartz. He couldn't get it though. Out through center with 14:23 to play in the third. We get another whistle. The puck over the line. I believe offside called here. 14:21 to go in the third.
Yeah, just kind of a really quiet part of the period here. Not much to really go on, but UConn right now, I think Latunov's got to pick it up a gear right now and really take this game over. He's got the ability, and we've seen some shifts out of him, but we need to see some more consistency.
White will win the face-off back as UConn's fourth line on the ice. Banked ahead and skating onto it, Gendron. He's stapled to the wall by Cosgrove. Gets back up after spilling over. Whiten on the forecheck. The puck comes around the near side. Backhanded out to center. The outlet pass to Cosgrove. Tape to tape as it came all the way through. Knocked in deep by Rory McGuire. Collected by Penner down low. Tried to send it to the doorstep. He could not. And the Huskies now skated out. Gendron pushes it gently in. And he'll head back to the bench for a change. UConn still looking for their first shot of this third period. Colgate has 6. Good amount of those on the power play, but they had some after that power play expired to start the third. Here's Wysocki over the red line now. The blue 2-on-2 slowly into the offensive zone. A shot is stopped and covered by Colton Point.
Yeah, Colgate's really picked it up a notch here. You can see them kind of gaining some momentum here, and UConn's going to have to answer that and just try to get some pucks in. They're dumping the puck in, but it's coming right out, so they're going to have to find another way to keep some sustained pressure there and just generate some offense in just any type of manner.
Here's Latunov. You talked about him a minute ago. Got to pick his motor up a little bit here in the third. A big piece of the offense for the Huskies, and an offense that scored 8 goals in their last outing. They've got 2 so far tonight. It's going to take at least 3 goals in this hockey game for one of these teams to win. Just over 13 minutes to go in the third period. Talked about that UConn hasn't allowed more than 2 goals in 5 straight games. On the other side, Colton Point's goals against average coming into this one just 176. 6th best in the country. Unless this game ends in a tie, someone's going to have to score at least 3 goals. Long lead pass did not connect for Panowick. And it's touched up behind the net by Huska. Rolls out to center. Collected there, trying to skate it ahead was Wysocki. It was nudged off his stick. And Colgate's defense with it. Brought up and across the red line by Panetta. Over the line, reaches back, lets a shot go off the back glass, and it came back to the side of the net where pouncing on it is Huska. 12:30 to go in the third period, still tied at 2.
Yeah, Panetta did a good job there, just taking ice, and just UConn, I think, had a little miscommunication. They're not picking him up, but they're going to have to tighten the screws on that because you don't want that guy in that area, or anybody for that matter, shooting that puck. So certainly an adjustment to make there. Brendan Buckley's having some words with his players down there, and just reminding them what we got to do.
Ben Freeman on the face-off here for UConn. Wins to the corner. Bumped out towards the blue line and then smacked down the ice by the Huskies. And they're getting it on the stick was Corey Raunen. Here comes Colgate the other way. Shot up and over the crossbar, off the glass back behind. Dowda with the chance from the perimeter. He'll skate back to it in the corner. Poked free and out towards the blue line by David Drake. Taken at the hash marks and sent back down low. And the Huskies able to open up some ice. It's Masonis who eyes a pass ahead. Could not connect it with Ronan. Turned back the other way instead by Panetta. And it will bounce back deep into the UConn zone. And collected behind the net by Masonis. Short pass to Noss. He's alone on the near side. He'll float the puck to center. Lands just over the Colgate blue line. And a 2-man tie-up down the near wing. Cosgrove able to shield out and cancel out the attack. Gets it to center. And it's Coulter again. He'll re-enter the zone left side. Hits the brakes, the hash marks. Feeds the blue line. Austin, a heavy slap shot, and that one got through. Point was there to answer it. Reached out the blocker. Some traffic in front as well. Here's McMahon. He'll cross a pass through center. Diagonally gets it to Penner. But he is canceled out. Wedged off the puck down the near side boards by Austin. It goes back behind the net again. Coulter's lead pass. Knocked in by Regali over the red line, so no icing, and giving chase is Gendron. 11 minutes to play in the third period. No goals yet in this third. Citron, wearing number 3, pokes the puck ahead. It got past Meyer. Now spun around at the far side boards, Rory McGuire. Comes back to Citron. He'll reach out his stick, and a short pass is there for Penner. The red line knocked back in by Gendron. And Point will stop it on the backhand. Nearly had it picked off his stick. He had to hurry to play it to the corner before Jeff White could take it away. And the Raiders able to open up some ice again, although a turnover at center. Here comes White in over the line, a shot into the body of Meyer, and the puck trickles to the corner. UConn starting to pick up the pressure. They've got 2 shots here in the last couple of minutes. Austin with another one, almost went 5-hole, able to squeeze the leg pads together was Colton Point. And here come the Raiders again through center, although Racine nearly turned it over, and it's knocked in deep.
Yeah, great job there by Johnny Austin. Just took a few quick steps and just got the puck on net. Didn't waste any time.
Icing coming up here against Colgate. 10:03 to go in the third, or rather against UConn. And so we will have a face-off in the Huskies zone. The icing call is against the Huskies.
Yeah, some good play there by UConn. I saw a little step in the right direction there. Got some pucks in net, but the thing is they need to drive the puck in deep. A lot of plays are just ending in the shallow area, just allowing Colgate an easy time to just get it out of the zone. So I'd like to see just kind of drive it in and then get it back out to your points. You saw that play by Johnny Austin, just a few quick steps to the middle and just fired away.
Face-off win, and a shot nearly went, but it's tipped up and wide. The chance there from Panawick on the one-timer. Comes over to the corner, kicking it free is McKechnie. Tries to open up some space as he works against Masonis. He'll pass it back to Panawick, and as he looked to filter one through, the Huskies will skate it out of the zone. Payusov dump it in. Again, on a 3-game goal streak is Alex Payusov, but he hasn't scored yet tonight. Puck knocked back through center, and now onto the stick of Pratt. 2 goals allowed for both netminders, Huska and Colton Point. Puck just ahead of Point in the Colgate zone. Shot from Pratt, tipped up and wide. And a battle back behind. A penalty coming up as well. This one is for high sticking. And it looks like Colgate will go to the power play. We'll take a break and be back after this 2-2 score. This is UConn Hockey on MyTV9. To go in the third period, Alan Furing and Todd Carroll with you in Hartford, Connecticut. UConn Hockey here as they battle the 16th ranked Colgate Raiders. And a power play begins for Colgate. Down on the face-off, wins it back. And this is their 5th power play of this game. A high sticking call just before the break from Payusov. Puts Colgate back on the power play. The puck nearly cleared out of the zone, but held in by Cosgrove and over to Panetta. Panetta straight away on a short pass to his teammate in Bobby McMahon. He'll give it up to Cosgrove, back to Panetta. Panetta top of the slot, eyeing a shooting lane. Doesn't have one, so he'll drop it off to McMahon. McMahon waltzes through the left circle, centers it, and then it's cleared down the ice.
Yeah, UConn, I really like the way they kill these penalties off. They're packing them in. They're not chasing around, and they're just really not allowing Colgate any opportunity, any windows, or any lanes to get a puck through.
Snodgrass will start it back up, gets the pedals moving across the blue line, dumps it in. The first one to it down low for the Huskies, David Drake. He'll poke it free to Pratt. Pratt backhands it ahead, and now through center. They might have a 2-on-1 shorthanded here. Noss delays. He's got Latunov with him instead, pulls the trigger. The shot is fought off by Colton Point. What an opportunity for the UConn Huskies there. They've scored 3 shorthanded goals already this season, and a 2-on-1. Noss had a teammate across, didn't use Latunov, and his shot went right into the body of Point. Under 8 minutes to go in the third. Power play time for 30 more seconds. Here's Austin in over the line. Slowly walks over the blue line, and then it's turned back out of the zone, and here's a race to it the other way. Coulter gets to it down the left wing, and he's shouldered into the wall by Cockerill. Legal hit there, and that jars the puck free. Cockerill will now skate it ahead over the red line, now gains the zone, although the active stick of Masonis pokes it away, and a good job there for the defense. 7.5 to go in the third period. Still 2-2. Set to come out of the box is Payusov, and he does so. And still a perfect penalty kill in this hockey game for UConn. Payusov called for the puck. He couldn't tip it in, and Masonis thought he did. Was having some words with the linesman, but they rule no tip, and so icing is called against the Huskies.
Yeah, this might be a time here where you might want a timeout. You got some really tired bodies out there, but you saw the strength there with Latunov just holding on to that puck, and tough to get it away from him.
Spencer Noss took this shot. He's a senior, 1 of 7 in this game for the Huskies. Right off the face-off, we'll get a penalty. Interference is called. A broken stick as well. Pieces of stick went flying across the zone. And a penalty coming up against Rory McGuire for interference will put UConn back on the power play and a chance for the Huskies to take the lead here in their home rink.
Well, I don't have the answer yet to this question, but I've watched a lot of hockey, a lot of college hockey, and I don't know if this is a record for penalties in a game right now, but certainly special units, special teams getting an opportunity to test their skills, but good opportunity here for UConn to gain some momentum.
The Huskies back on the power play, and they start from the left circle. It comes out to Wysocki. Over to Austin, then to the right-hand side. Pass too far in front of Latunov, and it's cleared down. So it is McGuire in for interference. And the Huskies will try to beat Colton Point once again. By the way, Colton Point, not nearly at 41 saves yet, but when he made his college debut back on October the 14th of 2016, it was against UConn. Made 41 saves in that game, was most saves by a Raider goalie in his college debut in more than 20 seasons. There's a centering feed, another penalty coming up. Dropping the stick was Latunoff. It was slashed out of his hands in a 5-on-3 for more than 80 seconds for the Huskies.
Yeah, this is the opportunity you're looking for. Fans are getting into it. UConn's getting a little momentum. Finally, some breaks going their way. And, talking to Brendan Buckley prior to this game, he works a lot with the power play. And he was talking specifically about, his 5-on-3 power play. So felt pretty confident about it, and looks like they're going to get a great opportunity.
UConn head coach Mike Cavanaugh. His timeout here.
Yeah, this is a great call. I thought maybe he might want to use it earlier, but it's good that he saved it. He's got some tired bodies out there, and this is the opportunity you're going for, right? You got your top players right now that had some tired legs out there coming off the end of a shift, so want to regroup and just remember what they've practiced and make sure your top guys like Latunoff and everybody are fresh.
See it there? Mike Cavanaugh gets out the whiteboard and goes over his plan of attack with a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 21 seconds. If they can't score on the 5-on-3, two-man advantage, they'll have an additional about 40 seconds, a little bit less than that of power play time. Mike Cavanaugh in his 5th season with the Huskies guided UConn through its transition to the Hockey East. Again, this senior class now, the first class to go through all 4 years in the Hockey East Conference. Mike Cavanaugh was named UConn's 4th head coach in program history back in May of 2013.
Yeah, one of my favorite guys in college hockey, and fun guy to play golf with, and certainly we all know his fingerprints on the Boston College program.
Latunoff wins the face-off to Wisocki. Straight away, here's Austin. He'll feed it over to the right-hand side, gets it right back. Back to Wisocki, skate to stick. Eyes the shooting lane instead, all the way past, back through to Latunoff. Back to Wisocki, and a quick chance is gloved and held by Point.
Yeah, with Point, you're going to have to do a little more than that. He's such a big body, he's so athletic, and in this day and age, everybody knows you're going for that seam pass across for the one-timer, and it's very difficult to beat a goalie like Point with that. So you're going to have to find some grittier opportunities.
Puck kick back to the top of the circle by Latunoff after the face-off win. Austin to Latunoff, back to Austin straight away. In the slot, he finds Wisocki, then back to Latunoff, they score! It's Johnny Austin with the go-ahead goal, 3-2. UConn on top, a power play tally with just over 6 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, well, just a great job by the coaching staff regrouping here, but look at Austin just pass it over to Wisocki, play a little catch, get the goalie moving, and bang, Brass Bonanza plays on.
Well, he was set up perfectly, called for it, one-time shot in past the glove of Points. Colton Points allowed 3 goals tonight. UConn's on top, 3-2, 6:03 to go in the third. And a beautiful setup. By the way, that goal was scored during the 5-on-3, so UConn still has a power play for more than 80 seconds and a chance to take a 2-goal lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and a great shot by Austin. That's right off the post and in. I don't know a goalie in the entire world that's going to save that. So great job by the coaching staff getting those guys ready, and great execution by the Huskies.
Austin's second power play goal of the year. Quick shot here by Coulter, was steered away by Point. Latunoff will get an assist. Also Wisocki with the helper. This Coulter, he'll juggle it at the bottom of the circle, and it's thrown down the ice by Cosgrove. Third goal of the season overall for Austin. Johnny Austin, we talked about him right off the top, having a breakout year. And he's got his 3rd goal of the year right now. It could stand as the game winner. We'll see what happens in the final 5 minutes. A shot from the neutral zone, gloved and held by Point.
Well, if it stands, there's certainly going to be some bragging rights in the Austin family at Christmas time. So I'm trying to find where the parents are to see if they have one of those jerseys, half Colgate and half UConn. Not an easy thing for a parent to figure out who to root for. And Coach Pereira is probably used to that. His brother played at UMass, and he was at BU, so they've gone through that before.
Face-off one back by Penner around the boards as UConn's power play stays on the ice here for 28 more seconds. They've got it in the offensive zone. From the corner, Wisocki feeds the blue line. Settled there by Latunoff. Shot here. This one gets into some traffic from David Drake. Karams over to the corner. 3-man battle there. Penner wrapped up. Hyasov trying to dig it free. Getting pushed right against the wall was Austin. Here's Pyasov. He'll open up, find some open ice. Wisaki a shot. Stop, rebound, they score! Latunov, and it's 4-2 UConn. The Huskies lead it by 2 for the first time. That's Maxim Latunov. He's got his 5th of this season. And the Huskies are in control with 4.5 to play in the third.
Yeah, I really like the patience of this group. They took their time. A little breakdown of a play there and a rebound, and Latunov's just opportunistic. He's in the right spot, and it's just a great finish, and that's a big-time goal to hopefully put this game away. But for him, I guarantee he's going to come out flying after that one. There's some life in him now.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there, Todd, a little bit earlier. You said he's going to have to get going. He did, and he assisted on the go-ahead goal. He's now scored the tally to make it 4-2. That's Maxim Latunov. And he's having an excellent period, an excellent night overall. He's got UConn on top by 2. We've got 4:10 to go in the third. That's the blue line one-timer, and this one redirected off the glass. Masonis with the shot. Regali settles in the far corner. He's pushed against the wall by Willie Brooks. Puck squirts free, catches an edge, and swivels out to center, and bumped right back in by Derek Pratt. So Colgate needs a pair to tie it up. If they can get 4, that would even the score from their meeting last season that ended in a 4-4 tie. But right now, UConn's got all of the momentum. They'll loft it out to center. Snodgrass in a battle right in between the benches with Drake. The puck comes back to Freeman. He'll pick up speed across the center ice logo. Flips it in off the window. Getting to it there in the corner was Nick Austin.
Yeah, and here's where UConn just has to play it safe right now and manage the game. No need to really press, but you don't want to sit back, and there's a fine balance there where you got to find to close this game out.
Puck thrown the other way by Panetta. It went off a stick, rolled to the corner. Austin on the backhand will play it around. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Big tie up in the left corner. But still not free. Now it sees some daylight. Latunov able to work it free. That comes out to center again. Wisaki looks to poke it past Austin. He's brought down. The officials in the stands wanted a call. The ones on the ice let the play go. Panetta back over the red line. Now enters the zone. Splits a couple of Huskies. Backhand shot. Save. Rebounds loose. And a nice save for the UConn netminder Adam Huska.
It's the second time the Huskies will kind of let Panetta just walk in and kind of get right to the front of the net, so they're going to have to tighten that up real quick.
Meyer with a pass across. Masonis got together on the far side with Jared Conqueror. Almost at the 2-minute warning here in the third. UConn leads it by 2. Getting brought down in the far corner. We do have a penalty here. McKechnie was knocked to the ice, and the back referee put his right arm in the air. We're going to get a holding call, and we still got some time here. Colgate will go to their, I believe, 6th power play, and for the Huskies, they'll be on the PK, and we'll see if they're down by more than one skater, as Colton Point is still in his crease. Going to the box is Masonis.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some history between Richie and Masonis, but certainly keeping a close eye on him. I thought that was a pretty even play there, shoulder to shoulder. If anything, maybe getting a stick into his skates there for a trip. But again, special teams here in UConn has really had a great outing on the penalty kill.
5-on-4 power play, just under 2 minutes to go in the third. Snodgrass takes it away at the opposing blue line. Walks it over the line. McMahon to the left-hand side, past the slot. Snodgrass across, and breaking it up last second for the Huskies was Drake.
It'll be interesting to see what the coaching staff for Colgate does with Point here.
Point coming to the bench. Feed in front, snuck all the way through. So with just over 1:30 to go in the third, Point comes to the bench. It's now a 6-on-4, 2-man advantage for the Raiders. The 16th team in the country in jeopardy of losing 2 games in a row. Centering feed, gets to the slot, actually to the doorstep, and now the puck was played with a high stick, so we'll have a whistle. 73 seconds to go in the third.
Yeah, I thought they could have gotten point out a little earlier. You know, time right now is very valuable for the Raiders. They're down 2. But, you know, one of the interesting things is, you know, in hockey, you practice all different situations, especially the penalty kill and the power play, and then you usually practice, you know, a 5-on-3. You know, the biggest thing is have you practice, you know, the 6-on-4, because a lot of times that extra guy doesn't know where to go, and sometimes they're just in the way helping the opposing goalie out. So it'll be interesting to see how they set this up.
With the face-off at center, Point had to return to the net. And now it's brought ahead, and we'll see if Point follows as Panetta skates over the blue line. Short pass, got it to McMahon, and he'll drop it off for down to a shot redirected out of play, and now Point will very slowly skate to the bench with the offensive zone face-off for the Raiders. UConn's next game coming up not until December the 30th as the first half wraps up tonight. They'll take on Boston College in Massachusetts. Colgate's next game at home against Quinnipiac. That's not until the new year, January the 5th. Face-off in the left circle, won by Dowd to the blue line, kept in. And here is Cosgrove. He'll walk the line over to Panetta. Back across, Cosgrove winds, fires his shot. Look for the top right corner, missed. Came off the glass. 43 seconds to go. Colgate will settle it with Dowda. Dropped off, Cockerill behind the goal line. Calls for the return pass, gets it. Cosgrove set up, ready to pull the trigger, and the pass comes to him now. Cosgrove feeds it below the circle, back to Cosgrove. One-timer, stopped, traffic in front. That one didn't get very far. And now 23 seconds to go. They may have an empty net, or no, a shot from UConn's own blue line by Coulter, hit a stick. And 15 seconds to go. Cosgrove's pass ahead, finds Snodgrass in over the line. The UConn faithful comes to their feet. And Panetta's pass across, shot one more time by Cockerill, doesn't go. And the Huskies will pick up another win, a 4-2 victory tonight over Colgate. The Huskies have won 5 of their last 6 games, and what a performance tonight from guys like Latunov. And also between the pipes, you look at Huska, picks up his 8th win of this season, and the Huskies are victorious tonight in Hartford.
Yeah, that's a big-time win for UConn. They went through a lot of hills and valleys there, a lot of adversity, having to kill penalties off, gave up some timely goals that probably shouldn't have gone in the net, but just going into break with that type of momentum and beating a top-ranked team, too, that kind of build off of the coaching staff and the UConn Huskies. Got to be very happy with that effort.
Yeah, how about that? And Colgate loses its 2nd straight game. For UConn, though, again, those seniors provided good leadership in this contest. The power play wasn't strong through the first 2 periods, but in that 3rd period, they really turned it on. And that ends up being the difference. The special teams not only being perfect on the penalty kill, but their power play gets it done when they need it most.
Yeah, well, I told Mike Cavanaugh prior to this, I was talking to Brendan Buckley on the way up here, and Brendan's like, hey, really watch my power play. And I told Coach Cavanaugh I got an anonymous text about to watch the UConn power play.
Well, for everyone here and my partner Todd Carroll, I'm Alan Fearing. Thank you for watching UConn hockey on MyTV9. Have a good rest of your night and best wishes and the happiest of holiday seasons.